Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsyreplays. Welcome back to the channel. So we are continuing the tanks that you should not sell. Now we are up to tier 7 and of course we are talking about collectible tanks only. Now in this video with tier 7, I'm not going to add things like the Annihilator or the Smasher, because to be fair, they should be kept. They should not be sold at any point at all, because they are overpowered, and if you got them, you're lucky to have them, and you'll be an absolute fool if you sell them. So we're not going to include them. So tank number 1, which I've gone with, and I think it is actually a very fun tank, and actually a very good tank, and that is the Super Hellcat. Now the Hellcat in tier 6 is one of the best tier 6 tank destroyers in the game, and then when they went to release the Super Hellcat, I was kind of worried that it's not going to be anywhere near as good as the tier 6 version, but I was wrong. I was actually wrong, because this is a very good tier 7 tank. Now of course, when you do come up against tier 8s, you can struggle a little bit, mainly because it has no armor at all. People will HE you and you will just get obliterated. Now these shots against the Tiger, he got lucky. He got lucky because I just could not pen him. Even there, like, what the hell, even side on, I just could not pen that guy, and it was really frustrating, especially as it could easily be a loss this game. You know, a couple of shots, I'm dead. I know this guy, the Yo, is full hit points, but very frustrating. But overall, it's got good DPM, it's of course got good speed, and if you do like the tier 6 Hellcat, you will like the Super Hellcat. It is a very good tank, and not just a good tank, but it's a fun tank to play. As long as you're not getting focused, it is a fun tank to play. But that's the same as any tank without armor. If you haven't got armor, then you just don't want to get focused, and this is definitely one of those tanks. But again, it's got speed, it's got DPM, it's got everything you need really, and you can play it how you want to play it, and just the same as the Hellcat really, because of the armor. It is a tank destroyer, so you can sort of sit at the back and snipe, get some shots in, and then later on use your speed to get in there. Next up, I've gone with another different tank, the AMX 1357. Now the reason I've added this tank, again, it's not the best tank in the world, and I'm not going to lie about that. It isn't like OP or anything like that. It's a fun tank, and mainly is because it has those 6 shells. Now of course, if you do come up against tier 8, then you may struggle a little bit. You may struggle to penetrate them. You do only have 2 shells, but I'm not too bothered about that, because of the alpha. You're not really going to do too much with HE, so I'm not too bothered that this tank does not have HE. But it is a fun tank, and especially if you play it how I'm playing it here, where I'm behind my medium tanks, then watch what I'm going to do, and this is the best thing to do. So of course I'm going to get the shots on the Tiger as much as I can. Bang 4 5. Can I get the 6th out? Yes I can, and that's just nearly 600 damage, you know. And the reload as well, the magazine reload is not that long either. So, you know, 1 second between each shell, and what I tend to do is just hide behind my team, wait for them to shoot, and then as soon as they shot, I then come out and take a few shots myself. Usually you will be able to get your whole magazine in before they reload again. So as long as you play it right, it is a fun tank to play. So the Tigers just turn around, so bang, let's get him gone, and then we can focus on the next target. And again, you have no armor whatsoever, so do bear that in mind. As you just seen here, I got absolutely deleted. But yeah, definitely a tank that should stay in your garage. It is a fun tank to play. I think it would be better if it was an auto reloader, rather than reload the 6 shells and then bang. It would be a lot better if this was an auto reloader, but you know, it's not, but it is still a fun tank in the game to play. And again, when it does come for sale, it usually comes for quite cheap, to be fair. So yeah, I wouldn't sell it. It is a good tank. It's one of those bat chats. It's a different kind of bat chat, and definitely a tank that should stay in your garage. So moving on to the third and final tank in this list, we've gone with the Forest Witch. Now this tank, honestly, I've said about it before in my videos, is so underrated. Honestly, I didn't think, because of the look of the tank, I really didn't think I was going to like this tank, and I really didn't think it was going to be a good tank. But honestly, this tank has everything. It has armor, it has alpha, it has obviously the 4 shells. Honestly, the only thing it really doesn't have is the speed, but the speed's not like, it's not overly bad. It's not the quickest, but it's not the slowest either. Now, the only downfall with the tank, I would say, is it has the reserve shell. And as you're going to see this game, I totally ignore that. I totally ignore this tank has the reserve shell. So here I've got 1 shell left. You know, let's just get rid of that tank. And then of course you have a really, really long reload on that final shell. I say really long, it's about 16 seconds. So, you know, compared to the other shells, yeah, it has a long reload. So if you can, don't do what I'm doing here and go for the full reload if you can. Or if you can't go for the full reload, at least just don't shoot that last shell. And as I've said, the thing's got armor. I've done, what, 1100 damage so far, which isn't too bad considering all I've really been doing is firing that last shell. The first, obviously, clip I got out, ever since then, I've literally just been firing my last shell. But now I do have a little bit of time. There's 3 heavies left. They are all over the other side of the map, and this is where going up the hill is very, very sluggish. But at least it gives me time to reload all 4 shells. So we're going to head towards them. Again, 1100 damage, and we've managed to block 715 damage. So you have armor. You really do have armor in this thing. And yeah, it's a fun tank. Yes, people will look at it and think, what the hell is that? But honestly, if you do have the tank, it is definitely worth keeping, because I really, really enjoy this tank. It looks snazzy, it looks weird to be fair, but honestly, it is actually a very, very good tank. And if you're able to sort of take out the 4 shells, I mean, there's 1 shell there against this Tiger P, 2 shells there against the Tiger P, 3 shells. Is he now a 1-shot? Yes, he is, because we put him on fire. So do you know what? There's only 1 tank left. Let's just use our 4th shell again. And then there is just the KV2. So, you know, 1100 damage I was on. Magazine, now I'm on 2100, so just over 1000 damage done for that magazine. So you can pump up damage, you know, you can pump up damage, and it is a fun tank to play. So let me know in the comments below, what 3 tanks would you keep in tier 7? But for now, hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm meadsy69, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye bye.